Want to share a thought with you, something that someone asked me just about AI and how many people are going to lose their jobs, what's the doom and gloom from AI. I just wanted to share some ideas. I truly believe that every company that wants to survive is going to be an AI first company. So my thoughts are that the adoption of AI by companies and automated business processes will hurt some people in the short term. There will be some shuffling around of different people's jobs. It will open up a whole heap of more jobs as well. But ultimately, I believe that adopting AI will save companies. So it will save the jobs of the bulk of the people working in these companies. And so what do I mean by that? Well, if you think about some of the biggest industries that there are out there, like banking, for instance, and you think about two companies. There's a company that's doing automated credit decisions, and there's another company that's not, and they've got 100% manual processes. So what's going to happen is if you're making automated credit decisions, you're also using better data with better models. You're able to separate out risk a lot better. If people aren't sitting in a queue, then people are time poor. They're going to go to the better bank and be able to get their loan faster. And when they go there, the bank will be able to discern whether they're a good risk or not. So what's going to ultimately happen is that the worst risks who get rejected by the technology bank are going to find their way to the manual processing. They'll have to sit in the queue because they won't have any other options. So ultimately the bank that doesn't adopt AI is going to find that they have worse and worse risks. It's going to be harder and harder to discern those risks manually. And ultimately they won't just lose a few jobs to AI, they'll lose their entire business. And I'm already starting to see evidence of that happening. I'm sure some of the smaller lenders would be feeling their loan book deteriorating and business getting harder right now. I mean, I look at as well at information technology and so many of the different apps and things that we have. This wouldn't be possible without AI. So ultimately, if you want your app or your software product to be good, you're going to have elements of AI in it, right? Because if you're doing AI like LinkedIn or something like that with some amazing work that they're doing to even suggest LinkedIn connections and that sort of thing, it just improves the engagement of the users on the platform. People love your software, people stick with you, and if there's an alternative, they're just not going to go there. So ultimately, anyone in the software business is an AI business as well. And that's not even talking about the understanding of user behavior and spotting the trends that you can get as well from reporting and using even just data to better manage your software sprints and productivity of the work that you're doing. You think about construction as well, and using AI from past projects to predict outcomes of major construction projects and in the future. And in fact, next month I'm going over to London or to England and speaking at the Project Data Analytics different meetups there. But in scheduling, planning and sequencing of major builds and even construction safety and monitoring what people are doing on job sites, I mean, it's going to be everywhere. And so the construction companies that are adopting AI will find more projects being completed at reduced risks, and their people will be safer. So ultimately, their businesses are going to thrive as well. And then there's oil and gas and so on, but in government, healthcare, manufacturing, transportation, logistics. But it's interestingly, what I sort of see sitting on top of all this is a new area that's evolving in the field, and that is AI in project management. And so it's kind of interesting using machine learning to predict major project outcomes by pulling in information from past projects and collective experience. And I think that's a new emerging field of data science type and AI. So ultimately, I'm making the point that if you're not doing AI in your business, it won't just be a few roles. It could be the entire company that's at risk. And so that's a pretty serious point that I want to raise for people, and to not be scared of it, and to not think of AI as a threat, because ultimately I think it's going to be a savior.